Students, we are going to start with a new topic, human physiology. Chapter in human physiology is the circulatory system. So we will be discussing about that only. So in circulatory system, we will proceed with the introduction, and then we will be discussing about the transportation in humans. Some of the features which we will be discussing is the structure of heart, working of the heart, blood vessel structure and functioning of blood and circulation of blood. Introduction. Blood is a body fluid in humans and other animals which deliver necessary substances like nutrient, oxygen to the cell and transport metabolic waste products away from those same cells. Basically, in humans, transportation of oxygen, nutrient, hormone, and other substances to the tissues, carbon dioxide to the lungs, and waste product to the kidney is carried out by a well defined circulatory system. In lower organism, material is transported by the process of diffusion. Basically, diffusion is a major method by which transportation of material occur in single or unicellular organism like bacteria, amoebas and paramecium. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from a region of high concentration to that of lower concentration, resulting in their uniform distribution. So this is the definition which you have studied in before also, before the chapter, that is an absorption of roots. Also, in simple multicellular organism like Hydra, the circulation takes place through diffusion method. But in higher organism, there is a elaborate transportation system, and that elaborate transportation system is called blood vascular system, or it is called as circulatory system. The circulatory system, also called the cardiovascular system or the vascular system. It is an organ system that permits blood to circulate and transport nutrients like amino acid and electrolytes, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hormones and blood cells to and from the cells in the body to provide nourishment and help in fighting disease, stabilize temperature and pH and maintain homeostasis. Now we will see that which are the fluids which are circulating in our body. First one is the blood. This is the title of our chapter. Now in blood, fluid that transport oxygen, nutrient to the cell, and it carries oxygen away from the cell and even the waste product also. So some of the blood vessels are arteries, veins and capillaries of the circulatory system. This we will continue in this detail also, we will discuss about it. Tissue fluid is also called as interstitial or intercellular fluids, which is found between the spaces of the cells in the organ. Now the third one is the lymph, the lymphatic system. It is a network of tissues and organs that help rid the body of toxin waste and other unwanted materials. Basically, it removes the unwanted material from our body. For example, some of the lymphatic organs. Spleen and tonsils are the example of lymphatic organs. With the help of blood and lymph, transportation of substance occur in our body. So in addition to transportation, blood and lymph have other function also to perform. Basically, the circulatory system includes the lymphatic system which circulates lymph, and it is a passage of lymph takes much longer than that of blood. So blood is what? Blood is a fluid consisting of plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets that is basically circulated by the heart through the vertebrate vascular system. So lymph is what? Lymph is a essentially recycled excess blood plasma after it has been filtered from the interstitial fluid. So what is the meaning of interstitial fluid? It means that the fluid which is present between the cells, and it returned to the lymphatic system. So the fluid which is present in between the cell, that is also circulating, so that is gone through the lymphatic system only. Now this is a picture of circulatory system. Blood circulation is shown here from the lungs to the heart and other body organs, it is shown. So from the starting, we will start from circulation. Now the blood is circulated around the body in blood vessels, which is moving in a circular manner. Blood flows in the vessel always in the same direction, which you can see here, the directions are shown. The blood is moving in a single direction and passing repeatedly through the heart, and again it's coming to the heart, and then again it is moving away from the heart. The muscles of the heart through their periodic contraction cause the blood to flow. Now blood is flowing through the muscular contraction and in a circular manner. The circulatory system does consist of blood, the heart and blood vessel. Now I'll explain you this thing in brief also. So we will discuss the same matter briefly also. Now we will start with the structure of a heart. This is a diagram of a heart. So firstly we will go through the position of the heart. So basically the heart of human is one of the most important organ responsible for sustaining life. It is a muscular organ with 4 chambers. The size of the heart is about the clenched of our fist. It's a fist only. It's the shape of our heart is like fist. Now the human heart functions throughout a person's lifespan, and one is of the most important and hardest working muscles which is found around the heart is called as cardiac muscle fiber. There it is basically, heart is doubled walled, and it is the layer is called as pericardium layer, and the fluid which is present between the membrane or between the heart wall is called as pericardial fluid. Our heart is basically tilted towards the left side, so that is why the reason sound of heart which we hear, it comes basically we think that it is coming from our left side, right? But why it is coming? Because our heart is tilted towards the left side, so that is why the sound which is created from the heart, we basically hear it from the left side. Heart consists of 4 chambers. Upper 2 chambers constitute the right and left auricles or atria, and the lower 2 chambers form the right and left ventricles. Again I'll repeat the same thing, this is very important. Upper 2 chambers constitute the right and left auricles, or we call it as atria, and the lower 2 chambers are called as the right and the left ventricles. Now right and left, here in the diagram you will see that they are not communicating with each other. There is a barrier between them, and that barrier is known as septum. So here you will see that left auricle, the auricles opens into left ventricle. Again I will repeat, left auricle you will see that it is opening in a left ventricle. So that place will be called as auriculoventricular aperture. Again I will repeat, that is called as auriculoventricular aperture. Now the right auricles opening into a right ventricle. So that aperture is called as auriculoventricular aperture, right? Now we will discuss about the heart valves. Now here you will see that there are valves which is given in the diagram. Heart has 4 valves. So firstly, basically let us discuss what is valve. Valves are like a flaps of fibrous tissue, right? It's like a gate, and it is located in a cardiac chamber between the veins. Where it is located? It is located in between the veins. So what is the function of the valves? Now the function of the valves is that the blood flows in a single direction, right? So that blood flow direction is unidirectional also. So these flaps also prevent the blood from flowing backward, right? So in the veins, it is a singular structure of a vein, tube-like structure. When the blood is flowing, so that blood cannot move back. Why it cannot move back? Because flaps are present in the veins. So what is the function now? The function is that they are preventing the blood from flowing backward. So this is the thing which you need to remember. Now we will discuss 4 kinds of valves. First one is a tricuspid valve. Here you can see there are 3 cups are there, so that is why basically we called it tricuspid. Now the tricuspid valves, basically it guards the opening between the right auricle and the right ventricle. In the diagram you can see the picture here. So it is guarding the opening between the right auricle and right ventricle. Now next one is a bicuspid valve. So this is guard, it is also acting as a guard. Now it is open between the left auricle and left ventricle, right? So to remember, tricuspid is basically present in right auricle and right ventricle, and bicuspid is basically present in left auricle and left ventricle, right? So next one is a aortic semilunar valves. So this word is coming from the aorta only, right? So that is why we called it as a aortic semilunar. So it is present near the aorta. So it is located at the point of origin of aorta from the left ventricle. Basically it is moving from ventricle region only. So you will be able to find it in a left ventricle, and they are in 3 numbers. Fourth one is the last one, that is a pulmonary semilunar valves. Pulmonary semilunar valves, these are located at the opening of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery, and basically they are in 3 number. So if you want to know more about it, description or the flow of the blood, that I'll let you know in the second video. So in that I'll discuss more in detail, and I'll show you a circulation of blood also, and most of the question also which come in the board regarding to that we will be discussing in next video. Okay student, I hope that you like my video. If you like it, then please let me know about more modification which I can do through your comments. I will be waiting for your comments, and please go through the video properly. And in the next video, as I have told earlier also, we will discuss more in detail about the circulation of the blood, how it is moving in the arteries, how it is moving in the body organs, and all we will discuss. Some of the diagrammatic questions also we will discuss regarding with the chapter. Okay students, if you like it, then please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.